Nigerian widow cries out over alleged abduction. First Islamization of 16-year-old daughter in Adamawa. My dear listeners, good day. From wherever you listen from, here is another interesting news I bring to your listening ears. Moving on to the full details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. A teenage girl, Miss Georgia Miracle, a Christian, has been allegedly abducted and forced into Islam in Jambutu, Jimeta Oyola, Adamawa State. Sahara reporters learned that Georgia, raised by her mother, Mrs. Aina Miracle, after the untimely death of her father in 2015, was only 6 years old when she lost her dad. Mrs. Miracle, a widow, has faced immense challenges raising our daughter alone. Bringing up Georgia as a single mother after my husband's death was a nightmare I wouldn't wish on anyone, she shared, visibly emotional. I struggled to keep my restaurant business afloat while managing school fees, clothing, food, and medical expenses for Georgia. There were many moments of silence filled with tears and depression, but I hid them from my daughter and everyone around me. To support our daughter's education, Mrs. Miracle enrolled Georgia to learn tailoring from a Muslim man named Awal Saliu, who operated near a restaurant. However, during the Ramadan season, when business slowed, Mrs. Miracle had to pause her work, and she began noticing our daughter's frequent disappearances, only returning home in the evenings. Upon confronting Georgia, Mrs. Miracle ordered her to stay home until after Ramadan. But on Thursday, March 13, 2025, Georgia left home in anger and never returned. Just 3 days later, on Saturday, March 15, 2025, the Wakili, my Jimila of Jambutu, Malam Abubakar Nuhu, visited Mrs. Miracle. He informed her that Georgia had filed a case in court, and Mrs. Miracle was required to appear for a hearing on Monday, March 17, 2025. The court session revealed shocking and troubling details. At the hearing, the presiding magistrate, Abubakar Didat, questioned Georgia. She revealed that she wished to marry and convert to Islam, a decision her mother opposed. However, when the magistrate referred to a previous claim that Mrs. Miracle had beaten her and forced her to stay at home due to her religious conversion plans, Georgia fell silent. The magistrate, frustrated by the inconsistency in her testimony, ordered her to leave the courtroom. Later, a meeting was arranged at the house of the Wakili Mai Jimila, where Mrs. Miracle was told that her daughter had already converted to Islam and that it was her right to choose her religion. A group of Muslim leaders, including Gambo Nakurul, admitted to facilitating Georgia's conversion, claiming she had expressed her desire to embrace Islam. However, Mrs. Miracle made it clear that her daughter was still a minor and incapable of making such an important decision. Haji Elisha, the woman reportedly holding Georgia in custody, insisted that converting and marrying girls under 18 was not unusual and that Georgia's case would not be an exception. This statement sparked a heated argument, and both parties were instructed to return to court for further proceedings. Now desperate, Mrs. Miracle made an emotional appeal. I am a widow and a single mother who has struggled to raise my daughter. I don't have the strength to fight this battle alone. Prominent Muslim figures have banded together to take my daughter from me and forcefully change our religion. I call on people of good conscience to come to my aid and help me seek justice for my child. As this case unfolds, the public's attention is drawn to the disturbing issue of religious coercion and the protection of minor children in situations of abduction and forced conversion. Speaking with Sarah reporters, Reverend Sunday Jambutu, the Christian Association of Nigerian Can, coordinator for Jambutu, argued that the minor is not a person of consent under Nigerian law, and therefore she shouldn't decide matters regarding religion and marriage. She was abducted for 2 weeks before we were told she had converted to Islam. How can a 16-year-old decide to change her religion? What does she really know about religion? He questioned. When contacted, Nakuta denied involvement in the minor's conversion, stressing I was invited into the matter to help resolve the dispute. I advised the parties. I advised the parties to go to court, and they did. The case is scheduled for hearing by Wednesday. My dear listeners, now I've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let's know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.